스튜디오 JN 스포츠 팀에 오셨습니다. Live from Pyeongchang Esports Center with JN.
Sports Center with Jay and Dan from the Olympic Games in Pyeongchang, South Korea. This is Unification Park, a North Korean submarine in the background. Of the foreground, a small North Korean fishing vessel that housed 11 North Koreans who defected to South Korea back as early as 2009. They all made it. They're all safely living here. Amazing stories like that throughout the games, Dan, as we welcome you to the television program. And a pretty big moment, something probably the most anticipated moment of the games. Tessa Virtue, Scott Moir going for gold.
Yeah, massive moment. We were in our production office watching, cheering them on, and just seeing all the tweets and all the congratulations from around Canada as they watched that. You notice it's just beautiful weather here?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful right now. We're going to get to that in just a second. Let's show you that free dance portion of the competition, Dan. Final Olympic event of their careers, but first, Gabriela Papadakis and Guillaume Cizeron, the only duo to beat Virtue and Moir since they returned in 2016, happened this past December. Tremendous technical skate, elegantly landing their lifts. Best of the free skate. They scored an all-time world record, 123.35, for a total score of 205.28. Remember, Papadakis and Cizeron share coaches with Virtue and Moir, who needed at least 121.62 for gold. Their previous international best was just 118.33. That wouldn't be good enough. They had to beat their previous international best. Of course, they previously won gold at the Vancouver Olympics in 2010. They won silver at the Sochi Olympics in 2014. But everything was flawless technically for the Canadian duo, skating together for 20 years. Virtue and Moir looking to become the most decorated figure skaters in Olympic history. Remember, they have a silver in the team event at Sochi in 2014 and a gold in the team event here in Pyeongchang. And they executed beautifully, leaving it all in the hands of the judges. And when it was all said and done, it was a personal best, 122.40 in the free dance. Virtue and Moir, just the second pair to win multiple gold medals in the ice dance competition. They're golden, Virtue and Moir.
These are moments we'll never forget here in Pyeongchang, and we felt the support from back home and from our teammates, and it's just such an honor and privilege to be part of a Canadian Olympic team. Canadian Winter Olympic team, and these are special moments in our life. So, you know, we hold that close and dear to our hearts, and we're going to celebrate hard tonight, and then we're going to go out and watch our teammates.
I think it's a nice end to our Olympic career here, and you know, I can't help but think about the 20 years we've spent working for this moment. Thinking about our team, our B210 team back at home, who have prepared us so well for this moment, and as Scott mentioned, our family and friends who have supported us every step of the way, and you know, our Canadians nationwide. We're so grateful for that support, and you know, this one's for everyone back home.
Find someone in your life who looks at you the way Tessa and Scott look at each other. Look at this incredible career. 5 Olympic medals. As I mentioned, the most decorated figure skaters in Olympic history. 4 World Championships, 9 Canadian Championships, 3 Four Continents Championships, and the 2 Grand Prix Final Championships. It's an incredible accomplishment all around for Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir. And they went one-on-one, or should I say two-on-one or one-on-two, with our good friend, TSN's Matthew Shinetti.
Alongside Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir, gold medals again. They've been poked and they've been prodded and asked a million questions, but I'll do my best and ask a few more.
Always time for TSN.
Tessa, how much work did it take to come back? Everyone's going to look at the gold medal and everyone's going to look at glory and top of the podium, but do they really appreciate how much work it took for you two to come back to this level?
Well, an extraordinary amount of work has been put into this, not just by us, but from our team as well, our B210 team in Montreal and Marie-France and Patrice, our coaches, a real team effort, and we can be proud of that. As you mentioned, the moments can seem glamorous, and that's what we've been working towards, but actually I think what was the driving force behind the comeback was really missing the structure of training, missing that challenge of pushing ourselves, and we're finding that the most fulfilling.
Yeah, I mean, how do you answer better than that? But she's right. You know, there was a moment when we just realized that we couldn't sit on the couch and watch our Canadian team march in to the opening ceremonies and not be part of the Olympics. So it was a ton of work to come back. I wasn't in as good a shape maybe as I thought I was, and there were some struggles, and but we're so proud, and we feel very fortunate. We've got such great support from Canadians across the country, and you know, there's a lot of work that goes in, but that makes it so much easier.
To that point, Scott, you two have long talked about this being your story.
Yeah.
You did just mention about inspiring other people and hoping your careers do that.
Yeah.
I don't mean to put you two on a pedestal because you're still very young, but are you starting to understand the way you're inspiring people with your performances and your work ethic?
Well, I mean, that would be a huge honor if we are doing that, and I think that is something. I mean, the medals are fantastic, and we talk about how, I mean, we can't wait to get our Olympic gold medal today. I mean, we've dreamed about this moment, but it really is about the process, and I know that's cliche, but it's about what we do every day, and we do love what we do. But more than the medals, it is about inspiring Canadians. I feel like we've been so lucky in our career to have the opportunity at 3 Olympics. We've come up through a great sports system, Skate Canada. I believe that the Olympics are special in Canada because Canada does sport for the right reason, and we're a product of that. So if we can inspire even one athlete to do what they dream about doing and enrich their lives the way we have, I think that's fantastic.
Anything to add?
Sorry. No, I mean, beautifully said, and it's something that we hold close to our hearts, and it's you know, these roles we have, we don't take lightly. It's a responsibility that we truly cherish, and we're grateful to have had the support throughout our career from Canadians nationwide, and we just can't wait to give that to our teammates here for the rest of the games.
Go Canada.
To that point, though, and Scott, you said this has been a business relationship over 20 years. It's built on trust and a lot of things, and you didn't want to say the R word, and you made a Brett Favre reference, but Tessa, where do you go from here? What's the thought process like? Because again, this is about the both of you and what works for you.
Yeah.
Well, this comeback was really all about these Olympic Games, and we're getting to live that moment we've been dreaming about, and we want to stay truly present, you know, at the medal ceremony tonight and here for the rest of the games, cheering on our Canadian athletes. We're going to live that, and then once the dust settles, we'll reevaluate, but, you know, if this is how our competitive career ends, I don't think we could ask for much more.
Women's ski halfpipe final. Canadian Cassie Sharp making her Olympic debut. Sharp wins Canada's 8th gold medal of the Games, Canada's 19th medal overall.
It doesn't quite feel real yet, but it feels great to have put down a run I've been working so hard to land, and so yeah, it feels good. Trennan, my coach up top, he was hugging me as soon as Marie went down, unfortunately, but he hugged me. He goes, "I'm gonna cry on national television." Like, hold it together, Trennan, because you'll make me cry. But it's incredible, and it's something that I think we've been working towards for a long time.
So another amazing day for Canada at the Pyeongchang Olympics, and another amazing day for Dan, myself, and our driver, Mickey, as we visited Unification Park here in Korea and even boarded the former Korean presidential plane. Stay tuned for the complete story in minutes. But first, the Calgary Flames hosting Boston. Calgary fighting for a playoff spot. Calgary just one win in their last 7 at home. Exciting Sean Monahan. Doesn't get all the one-timer, but Matthew Tkachuk is there to chip it home. Calgary's 7th power play goal in their last 6 were tied at 1. Spooner. Chronicles of Riddick. Fourth straight start after Mike Smith suffered an injury, 22 saves through 2. This one needed over fun. Tkachuk, nice pass to Sam Bennett here, but Tuukka Rask is up to the task. Great flurry of saves from Rask off Bennett to keep it deadlocked, and then Marchand with the game winner, number 22 on the year for him, as the Boston Bruins take it by a final of 2-1.
Sens and Preds in the first. Ryan Johansson to Victor Arvidsson. Scores his 19th. But one problem, celebration needs a little work. Arvidsson got a face full of Johansson's armpit. You never want to do that. Sens are down 2-1 after the team's traded goals in the second. Erik Karlsson. Brutal turnover. Philip Forsberg beats Arvidsson. Gets his second of the night. Karlsson, gonna need a new stick. 4-2 Preds. Arvidsson. All kinds of chances. Arvidsson had 9 shots on net, but he couldn't finish off the hat trick, much to the delight of Craig Anderson.
Victor Arvidsson had 9 shots on goal. Do you notice when a player...
I think he needed 10 to get that hat trick. Yeah.
Since being here in South Korea, you know what I miss most about North America? Vegas. Me likey the gamble. The latest odds to win the Cup are out, and guess what? The team that now plays in Vegas are favored by Vegas to win the Cup. Yeah, a team that did not exist last year. The Cup favorites. How crazy is that? Behind the Knights, the Lightning and Pens, best Cup winning odds for a Canadian team, that goes to the Buds and the Jets. So, they're on the list. Well, technically every team in the NHL is on the list. Anaheim GM Bob Murray decided to fly his team into Vegas on game day instead of the day before. Ryan Getzlaf said Bob made the call. That's what he wanted to do, and we just live with it. If we win, he's a genius. If we don't, then it didn't work. It's the Ducks and Golden Knights. Chance in front. Ryan Miller denies. He made 20 saves in relief of Gibson. So Vegas shut out for just the 3rd time this season. Looks like GM Bob Murray is a genius. The Flyers were in search of a goalie, and they got one. They acquired Peter Mrazek from the Wings for a pair of conditional draft picks. The Wings will retain 50% of Mrazek's salary. Philly, they needed someone in net because Brian Elliott's out long-term, and Michael Neuwirth left Sunday's game with a lower body injury. Mrazek, who is set to be a restricted free agent, season's end, just 8 wins in 22 appearances this season.
Our tour of Korea continues, Dan, as we head to Unification Park to check out a former North Korean spy submarine. That's next. Sports Center with Jay and Dan from South Korea.
Beautiful Gangneung Unification Park. You got a view of the sea, monuments. I'm not a good tour guide, okay? It's my first time there. The guy's going to email me some info. Men's curling draw 10. Canada skipped by Kevin Koe, losers of 3 straight, facing 3-3 Japan. Japan without Hammer, their last facing a couple. The skipper converts the double run, double takeout and sits half buried. Forced Koe to just 1. 5th end, 4-2 Canada. Skip Stones. Koe's last without Hammer, facing 1, attempting the very short angle race takeout. Koe makes it, and both Yellow Rocks hang on the outer edge. Forces Japan to 1. 6th end, Canadians up 4-3. 3rd Stones. Canada's Mark Kennedy facing 2. Sneaks it through the fort, makes the double, gets a roll. Canada scored 2 in the end. 8th end, we met Kevin Koe's brother at Canada House the other day. Very nice gentleman. 8th end, Koe with Hammer facing 1, makes the hit, and after a measurement scored 1. Canada snaps a 3-match losing streak as they take it 8-4.
Yesterday, while doing research at Canada Olympic House, we asked TSN hockey analyst Craig Button who has stood out for him in men's hockey at the Olympics so far. And he said the young Americans, not the David Bowie tune, the collegiate trio of Ryan Donato, Jordan Greenway, and Troy Terry, who led the U.S. against Slovakia with a quarterfinal berth on the line this afternoon. Winner faces the Czech Republic in the quarterfinals. The young Americans leading the USA to the quarterfinals against the Czechs.
We do our show live here in South Korea in the middle of the afternoon, hence the sun in the sky. It's due to the time difference. So it gives us the opportunity to see evening events at the Olympic Park right here behind us. Last night, it was Team Canada's women facing the Olympic athletes of Russia. And the winner to meet the U.S. in the gold medal game. And as one analyst told me, quote, if Team Canada doesn't smoke them, I'd be surprised. Canada looking to advance to a 5th straight Olympic gold medal game. On the rebound, you see that? Stacey and Clark, both first-time Olympians, combining to put Canada up 4-0. They added one more. And Canada, they win it 5-0.
Oh, we have an amazing primetime schedule for you Tuesday. Sorry, Dan, before we get to that, we got this.
Yeah, I was supposed to set up that clip of Spooner a bit better. She was talking about on Canada playing for a 5th straight gold medal. So I blew it, but they will be playing the U.S.
We meet again. Okay, now I can tell you about the primetime sked. Yes, here it is. TSN 4 and 5 at 7 p.m. Canada against Great Britain in women's curling. On Sportsnet at 7, qualifying for snowboard big air. Then on TSN 1 at 8, the women's short program. And CBC, the old Corp, has the women's downhill at 9 Eastern time.
Isn't it great how we all work together and get along?
It's a bunch of friends getting along together, different broadcasters on different networks, all working toward the same goal, getting home without losing 35 pounds.
Correct. We'll be back in a moment. Temperature check here in Pyeongchang, 8 degrees and sunny. It doesn't sound like Winter Olympics weather, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
And give us the opportunity to do some sightseeing.
Yes, we did, Dan, as we continue the adventures of Jay and Dan in South Korea. This time we went to Unification Park.
The slogan of this place is, at this place by the picturesque East Coast, experience Korea's true desire for the peaceful unification of the divided nation and the beautiful natural landscapes the park offers.
There's us goofing around in a submarine, a North Korean submarine. This is amazing footage by our director of photography, Dean Willers Esquire. Look at him go through the submarine. Beautiful shots here like a young Scorsese. This is amazing to see. And there was a very tiny toilet, too.
Yeah, very tiny toilet. Claustrophobia would be a real issue there. Here's Mickey, our driver. She's showing us some of the planes and the statues.
And she's trying to explain this pose here by the American and Korean soldiers after the armistice that ended the Korean War. It was amazing to see these planes, Dan, and to have Mickey explain what everything said, because we can't read Korean, despite the fact we've been here 10 days. Still don't have the hang of it quite yet.
Yeah, and speaking of claustrophobia, inside those cockpits, just as bad as the submarine, and this is inside the president's plane.
Yeah, essentially the Air Force One of Korea. Here's us getting off of it and posing at photographers.
That's right. I've now been in Ronald Reagan's plane and the President of Korea's plane.
That's another edition of the Adventures of Jay and Dan in South Korea.
And a nice tour guide, a gentleman that spoke English. He gave me this. This is going to be my lone souvenir from the Olympics. And he asked me while we were there, you the boss? I said, yeah.
He definitely doesn't have a good handle on the situation at all. Before Cassie Sharp won a gold today, a bizarre story unfolded in the women's ski halfpipe where she did win gold. American Elizabeth Swaney had a chance to qualify for a medal as the first freestyle skier from Hungary, her grandparents' home country. Let's have a look at her run.
Okay.
All she had to do was attend 13 World Cup events and not fall. Again, women's halfpipe skiing at the World Cup. And yowzers. This is very below average.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
Boy. She had the lowest scores for 2 qualifications. Nice little move there. Little spin around there. Feel like they got to change the rules.
Yeah, so
don't know if she should be here.
It was a pretty basic run. Now, did you do a double take during Monday's ice dance finals? Like friend of the show, Christy Lee Varley? No, that's not Jay on the ice, but Polish skater Maxim Spudieriev. His on-ice elegance should have been a dead giveaway. But here's hoping someday soon we can get Jay on the ice to recreate this move with producer Tim.
I look forward to that very, very much. Meanwhile, Josh Donaldson has decided to pause contract talks with the Toronto Blue Jays after the two sides weren't seeing eye to eye during initial conversations, leading to Donaldson being asked if he would seek free agency this offseason.
Yes, but that's not saying that talks between the Blue Jays and I won't ramp up again at some point, because I believe they will. I believe they want me, and if they didn't want me, we wouldn't be having any type of discussions leading up to this point. They would just kind of like, oh, you know. But they've been very, they've been very good with the communication process, but we just aren't eye to eye at this moment. And I've talked to Ross, and I explained to him that I think it'd be best just to kind of shut that down for right now. And because I'm going to continue to say this, but I feel like it's best for me to focus on myself and focus on this team.
The Jays, he says, have been good with the communication process, so essentially they're texting him, "You up?"
Yeah, you up? Still up? If he gets to the market, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Was that a new Jays hat? I haven't seen that one
spring
before.
training hat. They always have the new hats for spring training. All the teams do. I guess that's their new one. That looks good. I haven't seen all the hats.
That's going to be a big seller.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
And now, what the Korean are you eating?
Banana. Is that a banana Cheeto?
Banana Cheetos.
Finally, something good.
And now it's time for another exciting edition of Producer Gee Carries Korean People Across the Street. Nice fireman carry by Gee there. That's been another edition of Producer Gee Carries Korean People Across the Street. It's the worst play of the day. Capital Sabres, Buffalo down a goal. Goaltender's been pulled. Rasmus Ristolainen drops it right back to Yevgeny Kuznetsov. He buries it into the open cage. That's Rasmus Ristolainen giving it to the wrong player. Nice uniforms on Buffalo, though.
You like the double stripe?
Love them.
Highlight of the night, Hawks 2-on-1. Johnny Quick. 2 unbelievable saves on Brandon Saad. Stretches to turn him aside twice with the left leg. Incredible reflexes by Quick. Good enough for the highlight of the night.
Just a reminder, Roll Up the Rim, Tim Hortons Roll Up the Rim is happening right now. It's the most exciting time in Canada, and the odds are better than ever. It goes until February 27th. 1 in 6 chance of winning.
Yeah,
1 in 6.
We showed all those coffee shops on Coffee Shop Row here in Pyeongchang, and none of them have any contests like that.
No, they're a distant second to Tim Hortons as far as coffee and coffee contests are concerned. It's time for You Blew It, our popular segment where we point out our errors. I guess what did we do?
I was a bad tour guide at one point.
Yeah, and I messed up the Flames record. I think I said they had 1 win in their last 8. Overall, it was just at home. And Dan, how about some more of these delicious banana Cheetos?
They're okay, and I actually, that was for real. I got the product name bang on. I've never done that. Banana Cheetos. I'm not a fan of regular Cheetos, let alone banana.
I just find that this is something, like on paper, this shouldn't work. And yet it really works beautifully. I'm going to crush another small cup of these now.
See you, Canada. Banana. Is that banana Cheeto?
Banana Cheetos.
Finally, something good.